Hello everyone. How are you today? This is KB and you're watching the Infinite Empress channel. I'm coming to you today with a new video. These will be weekly videos. We're going to call these Mindful Mondays. The reason for these videos is that it's just to pretty much get us amped up for the week. These readings are totally timeless and they will be from Spirit. So pretty much whatever messages that I shuffle today and Spirit wants the collective to know, that pretty much will be the reading for the week. We will do these each Monday. Normally I use Mondays as my rest day, but I kind of wanted to throw something extra in there because I feel like that a lot of us need motivation through the week. I know I do. I hate Mondays. So if I could find anything to kind of get me sparked up through the week, I tend to gravitate to those things. So I kind of wanted to give back. And then after I get back, I'll use the rest of my Monday to kind of relax before I continue to push out content. So before we get started, I do have to advise you that these are very general, very timeless reading. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest. If it's not for you, it is okay. It's just not your reading, and we're just gonna leave it at that. So, I typically do like a morning card pull for myself every single day. I do that because I kind of want to know what source has for me for today, the things that I may face with. It's kind of like energy of like needing to know what to prepare myself for the day. I have heard that it's better to kind of do like daily readings at the end of the day. So that way, you know, if you are pulling readings in the daytime and you say you pulled the Tower card and you're just going to be expecting something bad to happen all day. So with me having an 8-hour job in the morning, I know that I'm not really going to be able to do these readings in the morning. So they will be coming like shortly after I get off, which will be around maybe 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I do want to say I am so thankful for my new subscribers. I only hope that my channel continues to grow. This is definitely my passion to help other people, to teach them what I have learned. And I only hope that you're giving that same energy out to the world as well. This is pretty much what spirituality is and teaching. Is actually helping us to be more mindful people as an individual and as a whole. So if I can change somebody else's day or life and just by like posting or reading and kind of giving them inspiration, that is all good for me. So I just want to let everyone know who have subscribed. I do thank you for all of your likes and your comments and your view of my videos, and I only hope that the news will continue to spread. I am a very new channel and I'm just so grateful and just so hopeful for the future. I'm a very positive person when it comes to this entire thing. So I believe that Spirit has guided me down this path for a reason, and I only want to keep doing the work that they asked me to do. So that's enough about me and all that mushy stuff. So let's get into the reading today. Let's see what Spirit has for us. So Spirit, angels, and guides, I ask for you to give us a general message for the collective for January the 11th, 2021 for all signs. Spirit, please give us a general message for today or January 2021 for the collective. What is it that you need us to know as a collective? What do we need to work on? What do we need to change? What's something that we need to shift? What is something that we need to stay away from? Thank you. Okay, I just got a message that someone is currently searching for a new job. Spirit is saying that the answers to your prayers are coming. You will be getting a new job soon. I don't know who that's for, but it came in as I was shuffling. I feel like I need to say it. So if you're watching this video and you're currently looking for a new job or you're not happy in the job that you're in, Spirit says the more you apply yourself and you ask for help from Spirit, you know, you're going to get what it is you're looking for. Okay, give me one more shuffle. What is going on with the collective for January the 11th, 2020? And we're going to also make this for the week, Spirit. What is it that you need us to know for the week for the collective? Show me what we need to know. Messages for the week of the week of the 10th, actually. Okay, we have the Envy card that came out. I am the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. We're going to get one more from this one, and we're going to go see what else we got coming out. Any more messages from this deck, Spirit, for the week of January the 10th, 2021? Or I'm going to take that. Well, this one actually flipped over, so I'm going to take this as well. I really only was looking for about 2 cards, but apparently they wanted me to have more, so I'm going to take it. Okay, so we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. I have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Then we also have the balance card. I bring a state of perfect harmony into the world, and I do so without judgment. Okay, I'm also going to get some messages from the, let's say this is the numerology deck. Let's see what else. Spirit, do you have any more messages for us for the week of January the 10th, 2021? What is it that you need us to know for this week? Okay, give me some messages. If you guys hear my son in the background, I'm so sorry. He is 4 and he doesn't really understand the logic of recording videos. All he knows is he just sees me flipping cards and I'm talking to in the room, talking to myself. And he always wants to know, like, Mama, what you doing? Like, why are you doing that? So just please excuse him. He's 4 and he's learning every day, so it just fascinates him. Okay, so we also have creativity here. Anything else from this deck? Anything else from this deck for the week of January? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, there's nothing else. At the back of the deck, we have completion. And I'm also going to get some messages from the Work Your Light Oracle. Spirit, angels, and guides, can I please have some assistance with this reading today? Can you please show me what the collective needs to know for the week of January 2021? What is it that we need to be focusing on? What is it that we need to be doing? Okay. Any messages, Spirit, from the Work Your Light? What is it that you need the collective to know? Okay. All right, we got Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. I just heard somebody say, listen to your teacher. I don't know which one of my guys said that, but I definitely heard that. Sorry. Anything else? Anything else that you have for the collective? Anything else? 3, 2, 1. Nothing from there. We have Inner Temple, Devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. I'm going to keep that. And then lastly, I'm going to get some messages from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Okay, Spirit, can I have any messages from the Shamanic deck? Okay, what do you want the collective to know for the week of January the 10th, 2021? What do you want the collective to know, Spirit? What do you want the collective to know? What do you want the collective to know? Okay. That is that. We have the Sacrifice at the bottom of the deck here. Let's see what came out. We have the Sorcerer. There's more of that Sorcerer. That's more of that Priestess energy here. Okay. We have the Pakhama. I'm going to actually look that up as well. That's a card that doesn't really come out. Then we have the Rainmaker. And then we have Taming the Wind. You know what? I get a lot of Native American roots from this. I don't know if a lot of you that's watching this has a lot of Native American roots, or your family may practice a certain tradition. I was actually attracted to that because I have a Native American roots that I didn't even know about until I got a reading done. So I think that this is, look, ego. See a higher perspective. Anything else? Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. And I'm going to take the bottom of the deck. We have the Mirror Guardian. It's time to reflect. So I think Spirit pretty much for the week is wanting you to understand that there is a need for you to kind of go within and work on yourself. That's pretty much what Spirit is telling us to do all the time, because I feel like we never stop learning. We always talk about seeing things from a higher perspective, but there's a need for you to connect with your emotional space. I just kind of heard that there are some of you that's watching this video that don't really like to connect with your emotions as much, but connecting with your emotions is not a bad thing. It's kind of like you have to learn how to balance out your head and your heart. When you're like overdue in one area, say you're overly emotional and you don't use a lot of logic, you're really pretty much out of balance because you're making a lot of your decisions from an emotional standpoint with not a lot of logic, which means you could tend to do things that you regret. And then vice versa, if you make a lot of decisions on a mental space and don't really tap into your emotions, then you can't really connect with other people. I know that may make some people very uncomfortable by, exposing that part of themselves. We have some people that are in the world that kind of walks around and have a tough shell on the outer part of them, so people may think that they're non-approachable, but really you could be a really soft person in the inside. So Spirit is wanting to bring that in to kind of balance that out. With this envy card, it says, I'm the same as everybody else with different challenges. I just heard there's a need to water your own garden, focus on yourself. Don't really worry about what another person has, because whatever another person has, it's for them. It's not for you to understand. It's not a reason why. And I know we get that a lot when we watch social media. Like, we have all these celebrities posting like bags, shoes, cars, and it's like a thing where it's kind of taunt some people, and it's like a lot of people are doing it in the middle of a pandemic to where a lot of people are homeless and without, and it's kind of selfish for people to do that, but it's also very much of an eye-opener and how the world is very materialistic, and it lacks a lot of substance. And I kind of feel like that Spirit is wanting us to kind of dig more deeper into our roots. With a lot of this Native American here, a lot of you may have Native American roots that you may need to tap into. With this priestess energy, like I always keep stating, like, there is always something that you need to learn. The inner temple is the self, it's the body, it is your vessel, and your heart space is the number one thing. It kind of like, it illuminates your entire being. So if you ever met a person that feels like they don't really have a soul, it's because they're really not tapped into their heart space, is really blocked off. I have a energy about me where I can feel other people's energy, and if I can feel people's like their inner self, and I can kind of feel if they're like, it's kind of like I feel if they are a good person by the energy that they give off. A lot of people really don't know that they give off certain energies. It doesn't matter how much they try to block it. It's like that inner part of them always shine through in some way, shape, or form. So I think Spirit is like wanting a lot of us to go in and to like reflect, go deep into our roots and kind of figure out where it is that we actually don't appreciate ourselves enough. I heard a lot of you need to actually start getting back into the gym, and you need to start get healthy, and some of you need to actually go get your heart checked out. So if some of you are watching and you feel like that there may be an issue there, or you may be really tired, Spirit is saying that it's time for you to make that doctor's appointment and actually go see what's going on with that. Spirit is saying that once you work on the inside, and it's like the inside of you is like worked on, it's like that inner beauty shines to the outer parts of you. Let me see what I just heard. Once you come in alignment with your head and your heart, you'll start to see things in a completely different light. I feel like 2021 is when you break it down, it's the year of the 5. 5 is all about changing. So it's like throughout this year and throughout this month, we're going to see a lot of like changes going on in the world today, and it's going to like be something that really opens up your eyes. It's like there's going to be a lot of things that's being sacrificed that we don't even see it coming. Some of you still need to start tapping more into your creativity. I just heard if there is something that you want to do, that business that you need to start, whatever it is that you need to do, you actually need to go ahead and start on that, because the more you prolong it, it's going to stop you. It's like you're never going to do it. Spirit is also saying that a lot of you guys' creativity comes from your heart space. And it's like some people that's really too busy focused on other people and not enough on themselves. And Spirit is saying that if you want your life to change, then you would have to actually put in the work, which means to work on yourself to change the way your life is. Stop actually focusing on what you don't have and be more appreciative of what you do have. If you have a circle of friends that you deal with, the sisterhood card is the sisterhood card is kind of standing out to me. Maybe you should get around more people who are more like-minded as you. If there's a lot of things that you also need to get rid of. There could be some type of friends that you have that you may need to get rid of that could be an issue for you. Let's see what else I'm getting. Spirit is also saying not to give up hope. It's just kind of like, I know that a lot of people are tired of hearing like the work on yourself. It's like you're never going to be done working on yourself. You have to keep pushing through. You have to keep going forward. Like, just understand that everyone's journey is different and yours is meant for you and only for you to understand. Let's see what else I'm getting. Priestess, mystic, and teacher is coming up. With a lot of these Native American like kind of symbols coming up, I feel like that I really feel like a lot of you have abilities that's watching this video. And I don't really think that you tap into them enough. And I feel like that's a lot of the issues that we have with a lot of like star seeds and light workers, is that there's a lot of us that's out here just roaming about and we don't really know what our calling is. And it's like when we actually hear it, when we haven't elevated our minds, we kind of look at it like, oh, that shit is kind of fake. I really don't believe in that, but you really know that you have that gift. If you've been getting dreams or it's just been things that happens and you feel like it's a coincidence, it's not. It's like Spirit is giving little inklings in your life trying to get you to wake up. Because I keep seeing this eye energy here too. It's just like you're needing to open up, and the way that you open up is by connecting more with your emotional space. I'm going to actually look at some of these cards that fell out on the table because I'm really interested to know what it is. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to read this Pachamama card. Okay, so I'm going to read the medicine part of this. So the medicine part is saying is that you still believe that you have been casted out of the Garden of Eden, that you are motherless and homeless. You suppose that you need to work very hard to survive or to thrive. It is time to stop suffering. Let go of that old myth and realize you were given the garden to rejoice in, and becomes its steward. Your melancholy is really a longing to return to the heart of Pachamama. I like that name, I'm sorry. Listen deeply to the mother who is always there for you. Walk in beauty and honor all life. Okay, so let me go to the Rainmaker. Okay, the Rainmaker. Recognize how you co-create your world. Nothing is happening out here without your involvement. Remember that the world is only mirroring back to you the conditions of your love and your intent. So change these within before you can take any actions. Do not take life so personally. I see. All right. So we have Taming the Wind card. It is time to clean up any misunderstandings with others, clearing the air in any disagreements, and allow others to share their side of things. You are called now to be a good listener. This is not a time to be right. It is a time for you to understand rather than to be understood. Good things come out of this restraint of tongue and pen. You will be surprised at how things get resolved when you allow all sides that you have value. I'm going to read the Sorcerer. This is the last one I'm going to read. Yeah, I feel like some of this was already what I just said. Okay, so the medicine for the Sorcerer. Have you been feeling out of sorts because you've been faced with your own character flaws and the pains that you have inflicted on others when you are out of alignment? Radical self-acceptance is calling for you now. You must reconcile the darker aspects of your nature so you don't behave irresponsibly and cause more harm to yourself and the ones you love. It is time to come out of denial and accept responsibility for your words and your deeds. When you meet the energy of Sorcerer with humility, this destructive power transforms into grace, which you can use in service to the highest good. Perhaps it is time to make amends. Do it. It will set you free from the shadow and let you step into the light. So if some of you have actually been in a situation where you have been getting into it with people, Spirit is kind of saying that you're kind of needing to bring that all back in. It's like you need to like take a step back. Like I said, the whole thing with balancing out your mental space and your emotions, if you let your emotions override you, then it's kind of like you can act irrational. And I feel like that for some of you that have been watching this video, maybe you have gotten into an issue with someone, and it's kind of like I get like a stubborn energy, like you really don't want to let up. And it's like Spirit is saying, like at the bottom of this deck, this is why that sacrifice here. You have to sacrifice something in order to make things right. It's like with this sisterhood card here, I'm also getting like if there's a group of friends that you have or someone who you consider like a sister to you, it's like there's a need to make up for that. That is for somebody. For others, it's pretty much you coming into balance with yourself. It's like you don't want to be, it's like you don't want to be overly emotional and you don't want to be like overly logical. It's like the perfect balance will kind of help you be able to navigate through experiences in your life. And there's a need to actually go in within to do that. And I think that, you know, if you're too emotional or you're too over logical, that can play a lot on your mental space. You know, I heard like headaches, or it's kind of like if you are getting those chest pains, like I kind of got that somebody needs to go get their heart checked out just to make sure everything is okay. High blood pressure, whatever you want to call it. I know some of us may have a job where it's really stressful to where we get to a point where we kind of want to snap, but Spirit is trying to get you to kind of reel that back in to kind of understand like you need to see things from a higher perspective where like it all starts with you as a person. What are you going to allow to get under your skin? What are you going to allow to alter your perception for that day? Like why are these certain things that's happening to you? Why does it affect you so much? And what can you do to change it? Because at the end of the day, when something happens and it affects you, it's just that it affects only you. Nobody out here is really going to stop and care for a minute about your feelings being hurt. So it's like you kind of need to know how to tame that. It's kind of like I'm getting the energy of someone who is a person that there's so much in their emotional space that they'll just blow up on people, and then it's like their mental space cuts off because their emotions get the best of them, and so they snap on someone, and it's like later their brain catches up and it's kind of like, oh, why did I do that? But it's like there's also a stubborn energy within this person to where they kind of feel like, you know, I don't want to apologize because I don't want to feel wrong. And that is something that you need to work on. That is a part of growing. Being able to see both sides of a situation between you and another person, allowing them to talk, and then you getting your chance to talk to, you can come to a common ground quicker with the person than you would just by being resistant to changing or resistant to working with someone. So sisterhood and also tribe, like having a soul tribe is good too, because you have certain people that can kind of help you work through this. If you don't have people in your life that is like that, Spirit is urging you to find those type of soul people that you can actually talk to. I'm actually going to try to get something like that together as my channel gets bigger, like get a group together, because I feel like it's important to support each other while you're going down a spiritual path, because it's not easy. It's not something that's just going to be, it's like not something you're going to wake up and say, oh, I'm going to go on a spiritual journey and everything is going to be good. No, when you go down a spiritual journey, it is hard work. You have to take and hold a mirror up to yourself, i.e. the smear card, and you have to reflect on a lot of your issues. It will actually make you think about the situations that you got in with friends, with old lovers, with family members, and why certain things happen. And it all starts with the self. It could be things that happen to us in our childhood that makes us overreact this way. But it's like you got to tame that back. For some of us that consider ourselves divine masculines and divine feminine, you can't just be on that pedestal and you still popping off. You know, like you, I'm going to say it, page energy, like childish. You can't call yourself something and you want people to look up to you, but you don't carry yourself in that light. So I think every day you're going to be working on yourself. Every week, every year, something about you is going to change, and you should try to aim to be better than what you was yesterday. You're never going to be 100% healed. You're never going to be all the way perfect, but you can be damn near almost like that, and that's fine too. This reading is about checking yourself. Like, you have to check yourself, and it starts with you. It's like lashing out at other people is not going to give you the results that you want. If some of you have a friend in your group that is actually kind of like hating on you because they feel like that the life that you have that they want, then that's the kind of thing you kind of need to consider. Like, why is this person still your friend? If you have a person that competes with you, you need to ask yourself, why do you keep this person around? What purpose do they serve for you? Is it kind of like an ego push for you? Because that's still a reason why, it's still an issue why you keep that around. Like, why do you need that ego push? What about you is insecure within you to where you need to keep that person in your life? Because it does nothing but add extra stress. So you can't say that you don't like this person in your life and then you keep them around for you to go off and, talk behind this other person's back. It doesn't make sense to me. If you don't want that type of drama, you don't feel like you need to get rid of it. If you feel like you're above it, they wouldn't be there. But if you entertain these type of things, then you're just as much as low vibe and like in a lower frequency as them. You attract who you are. So if you have people like this in your life, then it still goes back to who? The self. It goes back into the self, and you have to wonder, like you have to kind of like figure out, why do I have these people in my life? What purpose do they have? And I just heard some of us don't want to let go of people because we have a long history with them. I'm going to tell you something about that too. Just because you have a long history with somebody, it does not mean that you're entitled to hold on to that person. If 99% of your relationship has been, or not even that, I would say shit, like 70-30. If 70% of your relationship, if the bad weighs the good more than anything, then there's still a person who technically doesn't need to be there. But again, you're adults, you do whatever you want to do. But we have to start making sense on why we do certain things and why we allow certain things. It's like you have a lack of balance in your life because you're allowing certain things to happen to you. And it's like you're not taking care of yourself by keeping these people in your life. And I feel like Spirit is really pushing the entire year of 2021 for us to change our perspective on how we are as individuals. Because once we change ourselves and the way that we think, everything outside of you will change. Nothing will be the same as it was before. Like I said, 2021 is the year of the 5. It is only about you transforming. Freedom, like being free from attachments, free from people who doesn't serve you any good. It's like it's time for you to go ahead and step out. And I feel like we hold on to these things because it's comfortable and we're scared. We're scared to be alone. And understand this is that you're never alone. You always have yourself. You're never alone when you have Spirit on your side. You're never alone. I'm just getting a big thing of reality check responsibility. You have to be responsible for yourself. You can't preach it if you don't do it. Stop worrying about materialistic things that we see. Start disconnecting from that type of stuff because it's not healthy. Like your health is kind of suffering, either whether it's mental or whether it's physical health. It's like it messes with your creativity. Like you're not able to create in this energy where it's low vibe. And the energy that I'm kind of picking up on for whoever this resonates from, it's like you're not happy majority of the time. You're really not. You're getting by, but that doesn't mean that you're happy. You're good at faking it to other people. But when you go home at night and you're in your room and everything is closed out, you feel all of the energy from the day. And you reflect on all the things that you don't have and what you wish you would have had. But you stay in this energy of wishing and not doing. And that's pretty much because you haven't changed the way that you've done things. You've pretty much been going in this same repetitive cycle of doing the same thing over and over again. And I just looked over here in the bottom of this deck, I just seen the freedom card. Like freeing yourself. It said, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Like you don't need anyone to make you happy. You can do this yourself. And then at the bottom of this, like I'm just going to keep pulling these because they are like really hitting. With the death card, I'm learning that endings are merely new beginnings. Understand that when you're closing things out in your life, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have anything else come in it. When Spirit removes people, places and things out of your life, they're going to replace it with something better. But how can they fit anything else into your life when you haven't made room for it? Then we have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And this is also about the indecision. It's kind of giving me that imbalance feeling. Once you get in balance and you get in alignment with your head and your heart, you will do these things. There's not going to be any type of indecision. You'll be sure. So if you're unsure about anything, that's because you're imbalanced. You haven't taken the time to work on yourself. You don't even know. It's like kind of like you don't know who you are, what it is you really want to do. So for the weekly message, this is all about you taking time focusing on yourself. If you need to take a day out of the week and have a self-care day, do whatever it is you need to do. If you off in the middle of the week, take that time. Take a long bath. Put bubbles in it. Put some, get you some different type of baths to relax yourself, like lavender, chamomile. Make you some tea. Like stop like having like over carbonated beverages. Try like drink more water. Like get more hydrated. I noticed that people who stay hydrated are some people who tend to look and feel and be the most happiest people I ever met. So it's like you have to start putting yourself first. And I just heard somebody say, I can't put myself first. I got so many people relying on me. You can, because if you don't take care of yourself and you crash, then who did these people have to rely on? Because you will no longer be here. You got to start letting some of those responsibilities go. I understand about having a lot of responsibilities. I have kids, so it's kind of like their needs come first. I had to start understanding it. Like I needed to make time for myself, because when mama's not good, ain't nobody good. And it's not good for nobody, because if I stop, won't nothing get done. So I had to start being a little bit more serious about taking care of my body and my mental space, and to kind of stop letting people stress me out. And it's like when I decided to go down this spiritual path, I promise you, like my whole entire perception changed. And even the people, I got rid of a whole slew of people in 2019, 2020. I basically started over from a clean slate. And I, honest to God, will tell you that that is the best decision that I've made in my entire life. The people who was for me stayed. And that's because they're on that path right now. I'm learning how to detach from people, places, and things that no longer serve me. And I want to tell you that it's a good feeling. It sucked and it hurt at first, but I made it through. So I'm here to tell you that the same thing will happen for you. So this week, I just want everyone to continue to keep pushing through the week. Find time and make that time for yourself. If you can't even get anyone, if you have kids, you can't get anyone to take the kids. Like when the kids go to sleep, make that you time. Like I normally will chill out, make me a long hot bath, and I'll listen to some Sade or I'll listen to Anita Baker all day. And I'm just zenning out with my candles, lights low, all of that. And I tell you, I feel amazing after. I really do. So let me see if there's anything else that I can get off of here. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Spirit, angels, and guides. Can I get some more messages? Yeah. Look at that. That soul family I was telling you about. Find your soul tribe. That 3 of Cups is like that sisterhood card here with these women. You see these 3 women here in this card. Spirit is basically pretty much, and look, the Sun card, Spirit wants you to be happy. They no longer want you to be in this energy where you're sad about everything, you worrying. You got friends that's backstabbing you. You got a boss that you don't like. You're in this energy right now where you're not feeling at your best, and it's time to work on yourself. Yeah. 9 of Wands. Like you just sit in this energy and you just worry all day. You see how she's sitting here? See how she's sitting there worrying in that card? And look at that lion next to her. She got all this courage to do whatever it is she wants, but she lacks confidence within herself. She's not trying to do it. This can be male or female, whoever this is for. It's like you have a lack of hope. That star card is a lack of faith, a lack of hope. So it's like you sit in this energy at night. I'm getting at night for most of you. Or this could be all day, but at night, and you sit there, and then this Page of Swords energy right here, that shit is giving, this envy card right here, that's what that energy is. Like sitting around looking at what other people have and you don't have. Or this could be somebody in your life, this Queen of Cups energy in reverse. Like the Queen of Cups is very emotionally manipulative, but she's also very emotionally codependent. It's kind of like she's overly emotional. That's why this emotions card that came out, like you need to be in energy where you're balancing out this. Yes, you need to connect with your emotions, but you don't need to be all up in your feelings to where you just stuck and you're not taking action and you're being kind of bitter and salty. Look, the Knight of Wands not really taking action. Look at that struggle, all these burdens and responsibilities on you. It's like Spirit is like really trying to tell you that you want your life to change. Cool, they 100% on your side. That Temperance card, very much in balance. So Spirit is saying like you're in balance. It could be in balance with yourself, with your friend, and you taking the longest time. Look at that Devil energy. The Devil energy is the energy that you keep, that low vibe energy that I was talking about. You keeping this shit in your life. And you taking a long time to move away from it. With that Knight of Pentacles here, you know that you should be moving away from it, but you taking too long to do it. You know you shouldn't have that stuff in your life. You know it, but you just taking a long time to get rid of it. Why hold on to it for another day, minute, whatever the case may be? I'm going to pull these 2 cards and I'm done. Yeah. The Judgment card in reverse with the 6 of Swords. This is kind of you in the energy of really not even making a decision to move forward. And it's like Spirit can't work with you until you actually put the effort in to do whatever it is you need to do. I just heard Spirit say, I'm waiting on you to make the move so we can work with you and for you. Spirit say, get on it now. What are you waiting for? Your life is only going to change when you're ready for it to change. Yeah. Spirit, can I get some messages from the universe? We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up and be done with it. Hold on. My cards is getting stuck. All right, Spirit. Can I have some messages from the guides? What is it that you want people to know in our daily readings? What do you want people to know? What do you want people to know? Oops. Can I have some messages? Well, that came out quick. Express your feelings. So for the one that holds back, hold all the emotions back and is overly logical, Spirit saying you need to learn how to start talking and express them. Calm is not a weakness. So the people who's popping off, it's like you being calm, it doesn't make you weak. You being open and receptive, it doesn't make you weak. Have an attitude of gratitude. Always be grateful for what it is that you have. Give without expectations at the bottom of the deck. There's also somebody else out there that needs to hear that. If you out here giving to people because you expected something in return, Spirit says stop it. Give from your heart. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't be giving to people at all, because obviously you're looking for it. Just like you got your hand out for whatever reason it is. You got to do something with that. Can I have any messages? We have the Medicine Guardian being open to healing information. That is, i.e. this reading here and whatever else you get throughout the week. Then we have the Earth Guardian. Stay rooted and stay grounded. There's a lot of Earth energy here. So some of you could be Earth signs watching this, or some of you need to incorporate a lot of Earth energy into your life right now. Look, that snake skin. Shed the old skin. The old you, that needs to go. Then we have the Air Guardian. Shift your perspective. Shift the way that you do things. Autumn, release the old and rest. Like Spirit is urging you to release this white witch be the light. This is basically you being in the energy of being able to, like, you are a light being. You have everything in you to project it out in the world. Like, see how she has this butterfly in her hair? Like, she's willing to transform her life. This owl here is like, she's a very intuitive person. She's open to getting information from source and spirit, and she wants the best for everyone involved. Spirit is wanting you to be in that energy to accept what is being told to you and try to, like, incorporate that in your life, whichever way, shape, or form. Spirit is wanting you to shed this old way of being, and they're wanting you to get a little bit more grounded. I think it's like this message is really needed. So, I pretty much don't have anything else to say on this reading, but I just think that, y'all pretty much need to start working on grounding yourself and releasing the old, and start balancing out your head and your heart so that way you can gain a new perspective of things. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have for you today for the daily reading. Again, all my information that you need from me is linked in the description box below. And until the next time, family, peace.